Do you know that feeling that tells you there's more in you? There's more in you that you can do with your life, with your business, and you're not doing it right now? This video is for you. Welcome to this video. My name is Roth, and all my career long I was turning my passions into my income. And this channel is all about how you can turn your passion into your business and to grow it online. If you have that feeling that there's more in you, there's more in your business that you could activate, that you could do, that you could make maybe a huge change in your life. Maybe you don't know exactly what it is right now, but you have that feeling. Then listen to the end of this video. I have a couple of questions for you that are gonna help you to clarify, that are gonna help you to even activate the right energy that you need in order to make changes in your life, substantial changes that could change everything in the direction that you want. So let's just think about what happens if you have that feeling, hey, there is more within me. There's more that I can do. I mean, you can basically push against that feeling, and it would be the same as if you push against the wall. The harder you push, the harder the wall is gonna push against your hand. If you do that with your feelings, the harder you push against it, the louder it might become. The harder it's gonna push against you, against your efforts. It's not gonna get you anywhere. There's a second option. You could go ahead and just ignore it. And maybe over a short period of time or a longer period of time, you might become unhappy. And maybe you don't even know why at a certain point, even though you might have known why right now or at an earlier point, at some point. Once you know why you have that feeling, don't ignore it, because if you ignore it, do you want to become unhappy in the future? It's like if you have a cupboard and you fill in stuff over years and it's all unsorted and you don't even know at a certain point what's down there at the bottom, and then you have to, and there's one important thing, you're searching that one day, and then you have to unclutter everything at first, maybe throw a lot of the things away and just to find this one thing, like become clarity. That cupboard is you, your emotions, and whatever is in there, your emotions, your thoughts. And once it's easy, once you have clarity, use that clarity and keep it and make something out of it. The third version is, hey, if you have that feeling and maybe you don't even have that clarity, you can just accept that feeling at first. So don't push against it, don't ignore it, just accept it. Hey, that's the feeling I have. And ask yourself, what does life want from me? Or in other words, what do I want from life that I maybe never really pursued until the end, for example, and see what comes up. Let me give you a quick story, because right now, today is Saturday, last Saturday, 1 week ago, I was in that exact situation. I was feeling that feeling of there is more within me, there's more in me. And I did exactly that. Like, I was accepting it and was like asking myself, hey, what is this feeling? What does this feeling want to tell me? In other words. And I knew what it is. Like, I mean, there's more that I can do with my business. I can help more people with it. And so I was thinking into it and basically was almost deciding, okay, yeah, it needs a big change in life. And I was talking it through with my partner, and I was happy to hear that she had similar thoughts going on. And we decided that same day, okay, we're gonna make a big move in life in order to get that more out of life. And I mean, right now I'm really living my dream. Like, I mean, you see the backgrounds, palm trees, everything. I live on a Caribbean island since more than 3 years. And it really was my dream to move here and make that a reality, to actually live that dream, live right at the sea, just see palm trees, the sea, the jungle, living in nature. And yeah, it's really that amazing. It is. It's a dream, summer every day. You see this colored butterflies flying around, hummingbirds. You take a walk at the sea, and all of that we're willing to give up in order to make a big change possible or happen. Because there's also a side of living on a Caribbean island that is not helpful in order to build a business up to a certain level. Hey, I'm doing fine. It's normal for me to make 5 figures a month, in profits. Still, there is more, and I know I have to pursue that more. So the energy of a Caribbean island is more like, hey, it's a relaxing energy. It is a place where people retire. It's a place where people are traveling through or are coming just for holiday and then going back home. It's a place of adventure. It's a place of peace. But this type of energy is not really supporting that energy that you need in order to grow your business. You need something more spiced up, right? So we decided to actually give this up, which is very hard to do, and I know tears will flow at a certain point. And I'm really happy to have a history of making a lot of changes in my life. Even just in my career, I was a software developer or software entrepreneur also for 7 years. Did that, changed my career completely, became a boogie piano player and a personal growth trainer. At the same time, parallelly for another 7 years, changed my career up again and into entrepreneurship again, and online entrepreneurship, online marketing. That's the last kind of 5, 6 years, and grew into that. So these are huge changes. And then I also left the country years ago where I grew up, traveled the world, etc., ended up here. And maybe that helps helps me to make these changes also quickly, and it helps me also to hopefully inspire you to make such changes as quickly as possible. Here are 4 or 5 questions for you that you can ask yourself right now if you're in that situation also, in order to unlock, if you don't know what it exactly is that you want to change in your life or need to change in your life, or even if you know it, in order to activate the right energy, make decisions and move forward. The first question would be, what did you always want out of life? And maybe even went into that direction, but not to the last consequence in order to really get the result that you wanted to achieve. Maybe that brings some thoughts up that help you figure out what that feeling is all about. A second question can be hey, something in my life, a period in my life, at least in one area of life, if that's relationship or the place where you're living at, or your career or your health or whatever, some period of one context in your life, maybe it just ends right now. And what is that period that is just ending right now, if you would allow it to? A third question could be hey, which new period in my life should start right now if I gave it the room to? And the fourth question is really more about activating, once you know what that change is that you really should make in order to feed that need of there's more in you, and getting that new more out of life. It's hey, where would your journey, your life's journey or your business journey direct right now if you gave yourself a big pat on the back and move yourself forward and just make the first step right now? And you just would do it. And why are we not doing these things? Because if you change something, you have to give something else up. So if you want something new, you have to give something old up. For example, I have to give up to live on that dream place in order to go somewhere else, in order to get a different result. So I have to sacrifice something And if you want a big change in your life, you're gonna have to sacrifice something. And if you want to have a really big change in your life, then you're gonna have to sacrifice something really big. And that's uncomfortable. So ask yourself, what is it that you would have to sacrifice in order to get that new result? Are you willing to sacrifice it? If you're willing to sacrifice it, hey, what is it that you get in return? If you really go after it and make anything happen that you need to make happen in order to change that area of your life, get the new life that you want, get the new results in your business, whatever it is. So, and this is also something I want to encourage you. If you have that feeling, there's more in me, there's more in my business, and then follow that feeling. Ask yourself these questions that I brought to you. If you need, take the time. If you already know what it is, then go for it. How much do you trust yourself? How much do you trust life? How much do you trust your skills? I encourage you, trust yourself and just make the move. See you in the next video.